Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Super Nintendo, and as you can tell, I got a haircut, I got me a little shave and whatever, but that's not what this video is about. So hard to fucking say. I'm done with the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole. So, I honestly don't think it's been any secret that I haven't exactly been happy with the direction that Toei, Shueisha, Toriyama, Toyotaro, whatever, have been taking the Dragon Ball franchise. And, first off, it's laundry day, that's why I'm wearing this shit. But, I haven't been happy with the Dragon Ball franchise, and Dragon Ball Super, ever since it started, I've had this nagging feeling in the back of my head, like, this isn't good, this is just horrible. And like, I'm not gonna get like super ragey or whatever. I'm being completely straight. I'm being completely just 100% serious. Like, I've always had this nagging suspicion in the back of my head that this isn't good, but I kept ignoring that naggingness, that it wasn't good, up until like near the end of Dragon Ball Super, near I forget which episode it is specifically, but it, like, what number, but the episode where Vegeta in the buff blue form survives his final explosion, and their half-assed explanation for it is just, oh, his body is stronger than it was before, so it didn't kill him. And then they, doubled down with that with Android 17 a little bit later. That is the moment I woke up to this and really looked at the Dragon Ball franchise. And all I can see is Dragon Ball has become... Dragon Ball has become like a drug addict. The people behind it are treating it almost like a drug. That are like, I don't care what quality this thing is, as long as I get my fix, and that's kind of what Dragon Ball has become, because almost everything Dragon Ball related that has come out ever since, honestly, ever since Dragon Ball GT ended, like, even Dragon Ball GT wasn't the best, but ever since Dragon Ball Z ended, the Dragon Ball franchise has been on this decline of quality. Like I said, GT wasn't the best, but it definitely was a step down from Dragon Ball Z. And then, like, I'm not counting, like, the video games or whatever, because I think the video games are the main reason this franchise even survived this long. Because it's like, they just kept releasing game after game after game and whatever. It would not allow the Dragon Ball franchise to die, because people just kept buying the games and whatever. But, like, Dragon Ball GT, people didn't like it. Dragon Ball Minus, people fucking hated that manga. People liked Jocko the Galactic Patrolman, but like much like Hail Zeon, I don't consider that a Dragon Ball product. I consider that its own little thing inside the Dragon Ball universe, which is referenced in the whatever. Battle of Gods and Resurrection F I did like, but they definitely have their problems. Battle of Gods doesn't make too much sense, to be honest, but I'm just rambling at this point. Dragon Ball Super is the worst Dragon Ball product that I have ever seen, and I am ashamed of myself for even, like, I am ashamed of myself that I even was, I'm part of it. I am partly to blame for how Dragon Ball Super freaking blew up. Like, I watched it. I watched it week after week. I helped kill this franchise. And I'm not going to be a part of that anymore. You know, there was a time when Dragon Ball basically was everything to me, you know. This franchise was the one thing that pretty much took up the bulk of my mind, you know, through good times and bad, growing up and whatever. It was the one thing that just kept, it was always there. As everything else would fade from my memory, Dragon Ball would always be there. And I think that's why I have such an attachment to this franchise, beyond just, I saw it when I was really young and whatever. Like, I won't deny, you know, that nostalgia does play some part in my hatred for Dragon Ball Z, for Dragon Ball Super, I mean. But it's not, like, that's not the main reason why. It plays a part, but that's not the main reason. My hatred for Dragon Ball Super is very much the same type of hatred I feel for Teen Titans Go to some extent. Teen Titans Go is like a sequel / spin-off of the 2003 show that just seeks to crap all over everything good about the Teen Titans 2003 show. And I watched I watched maybe a season's worth of that show, and I thought, like, the first 5 or so episodes were decent or whatever, but that went on a slow decline. That went on a very rapid decline. But Dragon Ball hasn't been on life support for 20 years. It's been dead for 20 years. And we have just been taking the defibrillator and trying to bring the damn thing back over and over again. And, like, we succeed a little bit. We succeed a little bit every time we use the defibrillator. The Dragon Ball comes back for, like, a brief second, but each time it loses a bit of itself every time we bring it back. And I can't be a part of that anymore. So here's the tough part for me. I'm done with Dragon Ball altogether. Everything I look at with Dragon Ball just reminds me of Dragon Ball Super. And every time I think about Dragon Ball Super, I am just consumed with rage. Because I'm not going to go as far as like some people would, like oh, it destroyed my childhood or whatever, but it has tarnished Dragon Ball's image in my eyes. You know, Dragon Ball, it wasn't perfect. Like, I'm never going to say that. Like, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were never perfect. They were never this high art of a franchise, but it had its legacy. And the legacy has been besmirched. And honestly, like I said, I can't be a part of that anymore. So, like, my 19th Let's Play was going to be Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I don't know if I can do that as a series anymore. Because this, like I said that the video game franchise, helped keep the idea of Dragon Ball alive for 20 years. But when you think about it, most of the video game franchises were just retelling the story of Dragon Ball Z, and some of them GT, some of them the movies, but very few of them actually went out of their way to create their own little mythos, aside from Dragon Ball Online, which I never got to play, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the Xenoverse series, and the Dragon Ball Heroes stuff. I'm sure there's more than that, but those are the big three. But with Dragon Ball Heroes and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, they like to take elements from even the worst of Dragon Ball, and like I said, just looking at it just makes me so angry. And it's gotten to a point where even my own Dragon Ball fan art, like, hold on, let me grab one. I couldn't find one of my own character, my own Dragon Ball OC character, but this is a piece of fan art that I made just not too long ago, and I think it might actually be one of my best pictures yet, if not my best picture yet. But all I can feel looking at this picture is a rage that is more fiery than the fiery aura of Super Saiyan God towards not only this, but what this is from. And this is Capsule Corp outfit Goku from Heroes. You know, I like that outfit. I like that kind of thing. But that is still Dragon Ball Super Goku. At least that's what the story is from. And I can't look at this without some rage flaring up. You know, it's just, what's to be done? Something that used to fill me with so much happiness and enjoyment now only fills me with rage. I can't be a part of it anymore. So, I have one last Dragon Ball video that will probably already be up by the time this is up. It's the Dragon Ball Fighters little AMV thing I made just for fun. And that's the last piece of Dragon Ball content I'm going to be making for the foreseeable future. I apologize to anyone who wanted to see me do Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or anyone who wanted me to help them with their own Dragon Ball thing, and anyone who wanted to see Dragon Ball Gaijin, because that was a fan series I was going to be working on. It's not that I don't have passion for Dragon Ball anymore. It's that I literally cannot look at anything Dragon Ball. I have these little replica Dragon Ball crystal things on my shelf over there. I can't even look at those without getting a little frustrated. You know. I honestly think that after I'm done making this video, I'm gonna pack up everything that is Dragon Ball related that I own and just stick it in my closet or something so I don't have to look at it. Dragon Ball, it was fun. It was really fun, Dragon Ball. But in order for me to not loathe you, I have to separate myself from you. So, this has been Super Nintendo, and I'll see you guys in another video.